morning, I'm Prarambha, Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri gives continuity to parleys on the second day of his official visit to Nepal, holds talks with ministers on topics of mutual interest. Decision to increase the fee for drinking water withdrawn in Dharan, protesting parties and Mayor Sampang reach a three-point agreement. Ukrainian troops advance up to 30 kilometers inside Russia in what has become the deepest and most significant incursion since Moscow began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. And Paris Summer Olympics comes to an end. Olympic flag handed over to LA, hosts of the next Games in 2028. United States finish on top in the Olympic medal count with 40 gold, followed by China in second. Today is the last Monday of the Nepali month of Shravan. Devotees have thronged to the Pashupatinath temple and other Shiva temples across the country since early morning. Monday or Sombar is considered the best day for worshipping Lord Shiva and holds significance, particularly in the month of Shravan. All four gates of the Pashupatinath temple were opened at 3 in the morning and devotees have queued in long lines since early morning. Devotees wearing green, orange and red attires have reached the Pashupatinath temple in a huge number. Taking a bath early in the morning and then worshipping Lord Shiva is believed to fulfill wishes. There were 4 Mondays in Shravan this year. Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri has given continuity to parleys on the second day of his official visit to Nepal today as well. Misri met with Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Urban Development Prakash Man Singh and another Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Bishnu Prasad Paudel this morning. It has been learned that the meetings have delved into topics of mutual interests. Misri is also to hold talks with Minister for Foreign Affairs Arzu Rana and his counterpart Seva Lamsal today itself. Yesterday, he met with President Ramchandra Paudel, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa, and CPN Maha Senate Chair Pushpakamal Dahal. Misri arrived in Nepal at the invitation of Foreign Secretary Lamsal. He took up his new role last month, succeeding Vinay Mohan Quatra, who served as Indian Ambassador to Nepal from March 2020 to April 2022. Misri undertook the first familiarization visit to Bhutan on July 18. Foreign Ministry officials said that as customary practices after assuming office, new foreign secretaries tour South Asian countries to update themselves and take stock of bilateral relations. Before being promoted to Indian Foreign Secretary, Misri served as Deputy National Security Advisor of India. The 59-year-old has a distinguished career, having served as Private Secretary to 3 Prime Ministers, Inder Kumar Gujrat in 1997, Manmohan Singh in 2012 and Narendra Modi in 2014. Known as a China expert within the Indian foreign policy establishment, Misri was India's ambassador to China between 2019 and 2021 and played a key role in India-China discussions following the 2020 Galwan Valley clashes that resulted from the actions of the Chinese military in eastern Ladakh. He is scheduled to return home later this evening. Now, parliamentarians have appeared divided on statute of limitations on corruption cases. A few parliamentarians have called for a provision to investigate individuals involved in corruption throughout their lifetime. However, many others have voiced for a limit of 5 years. Parliamentarians shared contrasting opinions on the statute of limitations at the meeting of the State Affairs and Good Governance Committee of the House of Representatives. Parliamentarian Arjun Narsingh Kesi said that those involved in corruption should not be protected by setting a statute of limitation of 5 years. A few other parliamentarians called for the statute of limitation. Nepali Congress parliamentarian Shyam Kumar Khimere said that strong actions would not curb corruption and added that it was against democratic norms. Parliamentarian Nagina Yadav also called for the statute of limitation in corruption cases. Rashtriya Swatantra Party's parliamentarian Sobita Gautam called for classification of actions on the basis of amount abused. A few other parliamentarians had stressed on not setting the statute of limitations in corruption cases. Right activists have also shared their doubts on political protection for those involved in corruption if the statute of limitations are set. It is now time for our segment Public Polls, where you text us with their opinion.
Public Polls.
The question is, should there be statute of limitations for cases of corruption? Your options are A, no, B, yes, and C, the corrupt must not be spared. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Efforts are being made to solve the problems of cooperatives. However, a concrete solution has not been found as of yet. Now, victims of cooperatives from across the country are facing trouble because their hard-earned money has not been returned. They are facing problems in their daily lives, medical treatment and other issues. Anger among the victims is intensifying as the process of returning their savings from the 19 troubled cooperatives is at snail's pace. The problematic Cooperative Management Committee said that there is a delay in returning the savings because the government does not provide the necessary support with the legal system and human resource. The victims of cooperatives who have been carrying out a relay fasting unto death since 80 days demonstrated in Kathmandu, saying that one of the victims died as a cooperative did not return his savings that was required for treatment. They demonstrated in the capital carrying a coffin, demanding justice for all the cooperative victims, including 80-year-old Rajendra Sthapit, who passed away at Bear Hospital. Rajendra's relatives claim that his treatment was delayed because of the failure to come up with the deposit amount required for treatment at Bear Hospital, where he was taken after suffering from a brain hemorrhage. Speaking with Kantipur Television, Executive Director of Bear Hospital, Dr. Santosh Paudel, claimed that Rajendra's relatives were asked to buy the necessary medical supplies for the complex surgery, but a deposit was not requested. According to deceased Rajendra's family, he had savings of 13.6 million rupees at New Road's Yuva Vikash Multi-Purpose Cooperative. Victims of around 300 cooperatives are now on a hunger strike at Ratna Park Shanti Vatika, demanding the government to take initiatives to return their savings. The government has declared 19 of these cooperatives as problematic and started the process of returning the deposits. However, the process is at snail's pace. The problematic Cooperative Management Committee estimates that 36 billion rupees of the victims' money is with the 19 cooperatives. There are 59,000 victims of problematic cooperatives alone. In our Public Voice segment, we asked about the reason behind the delay in compensating the victims of cooperatives. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
सबै मिलेर यो समाधान गर्नेतर्फ लागेको यो समाधान हुन्छ रकम फिर्ता हुन्छ कसैलाई चासै छैन
सहकारीका ठगहरु चाहिँ सरकारमै छन् अनि कहाँबाट फिर्ता हुन्छ
नेताहरुले आफूहरुको पोल खोल्छ कि भनेर यो कुरामा चाहिने उनीहरुले छानबिन गर्नका लागि ढिलो गरिराखेको
सरकार पक्षबाट नै उनीहरुले नै पहल गर्नुपर्छ
कम्तीमा ठगेर भागेकोलाई त समात्न सक्न पर्यो नि त सरकारले
राम्रोसँग चाहिँ गैदाइमै गएर अध्ययन नगरेर हो कि
देला नि होला नि भनेर पर्खी बसेको जुन अवस्थाले गर्दाखेरि जसले दिनुपर्ने सम्बन्धित मान्छेहरूले पनि ढिलासुस्ती गरेको
सरकारले पैसा दिने हो कि अरु व्यक्तिले दिने हो कि कहाँ कसरी दिने हो यो अलि अन्यलमा भएको कुरा अहिले सर्वसाधारणमा त अन्यल भइरहेछ सरकारका पक्षबाट केही ढिलासुस्ती भएको छ
बढी लगानी गरेका हुन् कि त मलाई पनि अचम्म लागिरहेछ दिनु फिर्ता चाहिँ गर्नै पर्ने हो
म्यानेजिङ कमिटीको बदमासी हो
जसले पैसा फसाएको छ त्यो मान्छेहरुलाई खोज्नु पर्यो सरकारले पहिला सुरुमा खोजिसकेपछि अनि त्यहाँबाट मात्रै उहाँहरुको पैसा पाउन सक्छ
अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ सरकारले यसको माथि कुनै पनि ठूलो कुनै मलाई लाग्छ एक्सन लिएको म चाहिँ देखिदैन
म्यानेजरको घरमा कति चोटी मैले गए त्यो कुनै सुनवाई भएन मैले चौकीमा पनि कति चोटी गए कुनै सुनवाई भएन
भाग्नु भन्छ विदेशमा हुनुहुन्छ उहाँलाई यहाँ नेपालमा राखेर कन्ट्याक्ट गरेर सबैसँग सहमति गराएर एकैचोटी दिन मिल्दैन अलिअलि गरेर उहाँहरुको पैसा रिटर्न गराउनु पर्छ
अनप्रोडक्टिभ सेक्टरमा धेरै लगानी भएर पनि हो
Police has made preparations to furnish a case after recording statement of Bechan Jha, who was arrested for his alleged involvement in the case related to fake Bhutanese refugee scam. Recording of statement of Jha had concluded on 27th of June. Jha, who is in custody of the District Police Circle, Kathmandu, had initially denied furnishing his statement. Jha's mobile phone and the audio file received from another individual alleged of involvement in the case, Ramcharan Casey, have been sent for tests. Report of the tests are to arrive in the coming days, while preparations are underway to furnish the report of the investigation because of the 60-day statute of limitations for organized crime. CPN Mame Center and Rashtriya Swatantra Party have been alleging of change in the government because of Jha's arrest. Ramcharan Kesi, who took the name of Jha, has already identified him, while the identification is also to be made from Tek Narayan Pandey before furnishing the report to the District Government Attorney Office. Despite Jha's arrest initially expected to bring in new facts, police has claimed that such progress has not been made. Similar to those previously arrested in relation to the case on fraud and organized crime is to be recommended for Jha. Previously arrested former Minister for Home Affairs Balkrishna Khand, Tobbal Rayamaji's son Sandeep Rayamaji and Ramcharan Kesi are currently out on bail. Meanwhile, Pratik Thapa, son of another former Minister for Home Affairs Ram Bahadur Thapa, remains in judicial custody. A 3-point agreement has been reached between protesting 10 political parties and Dharan Mayor Harka Sampang regarding the fee for drinking water in the city. Political parties protesting in phases for the past 3 weeks, and Mayor Sampang reached an agreement after a 6-hour marathon talk, following which the protest programs have been called off for now. Detailed information about the agreement is to be made public by organizing a press conference after holding an all-party meeting. Based on the agreement, the decision to increase the fee for drinking water will not be implemented as of now. Verdict of the High Court is to be implemented regarding the Water Supply Management Board, and accounts of the entity are to be made public within 7 days. 10 different political parties had announced a phase-wise protest program after the fee for drinking water was increased in Dharan. Parliamentarians have demanded the government bring a directive to settle the dispute of land of Taragaon Village Development Committee, which is within the Hyatt Hotel premise in Kathmandu's Baudha. Speaking during the meeting of Parliament's International Affairs and Tourism Committee, parliamentarians demanded the government formulate the directive to address the issue of the land, saying that prime ministers and ministers had been involved in massive irregularity while giving the land on lease. Parliamentarian and former Prime Minister Madhav Kumar Nepal suggested the government find a solution, saying that 150 ropenis of government land was being encroached by Hyatt Hotel.
Hyatt Hotel ले त्यसलाई लिन चाहिरहेछ भनौँ हडपिन खोजिया छ एकलौटी बनाउन खोजिया छ राज्यको शेयर घटाउँदै 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 लिन गइरहेछ 22%बाट 9%मा झारिसकेको छ.
Likewise, former Minister for Tourism and CPNUML Secretary Vim Prasad Acharya also alerted the government, saying that Hyatt Hotel had attempted to encroach government land.
सरकारले जुन सम्पत्ति हडप्न खोजिएको छ त्यो कुरा फिर्ता ल्याउनु पर्छ. अनि शेयरको कुरा चाहिँ के भने खर्च अनावश्यक देखाएर नभएका कुराहरू चाहिँ शेयर बढाएर घटाएर अनि सरकारको शेयर जिरोतिर पार्ने सम्पूर्ण सम्पत्ति हडप्ने खालको जुन तरिका अपनाइएको छ त्यो चीजलाई चाहिँ नियन्त्रित गर्नको लागि स्पष्ट कार्ययोजना आओस्.
Lawmakers also drew the government attention towards the involvement of former prime ministers and ministers in the case and urged to bring them to jurisdiction. Nepali Congress lawmaker Narayan Prakash Saud expressed reservations, saying that government lands had been exploited with change in every government. He called for an immediate control of government land exploitation as well. Lawmaker of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party, Prem Sewal, said prime ministers, ministers and government officials who reaped benefits through commission by selling public land had to be brought under the jurisdiction as well. Countries go head-to-head in the medal count. They often do it in very different sports. It is pretty common for the Olympic host country to do well at the Summer Games, and France were no exception. One of the breakout stars of these Olympics was Léon Marchand, the young French swimmer who captured 4 gold and 1 bronze medal. Altogether, France won 64 medals, 16 of them gold. Another country punching above their weight were Australia. With a relatively tiny population, just 26 million people, the Aussies racked up 53 medals, 18 of them gold. Per capita, that puts Australia into a league of their own for medal victories. One final note, the International Olympic Committee fielded a team this year of refugee athletes to represent displaced persons around the world. A woman from Cameroon, Cindy Janju Nangamba, won that team's single bronze medal, which came in boxing. The stars of sport, screen and music came together at the Paris 2024 closing ceremony to bring the 33rd Olympic Games to an end. Actor Tom Cruise descended from the roof of Stade de France in Mission Impossible style to collect the Olympic flag as part of the handover to the American city of Los Angeles, which will host the next games in 2028 before departing on a motorcycle. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Billie Eilish, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre then performed on Venice Beach as part of a star-studded music set to conclude the ceremony. In his closing speech, International Olympic Committee IOC President Thomas Bach, who will step down as the IOC President in 2025, said Paris 2024 had been sensational or sensational, a play on words referencing the river which flows through the heart of the city. He added that they were Olympic Games of a new era, as the first delivered completely under the Olympic agenda reforms, younger, more urban, more inclusive, more sustainable, and the first Olympic Games with full gender parity. The German praised athletes for their simply amazing performances, saying they showed what greatness human beings are capable of. Now the 2024 Paralympics will be held in the French capital from 28th August to 8th September. The Koshi province will take on Walling municipality in the inaugural match of the National Women's League to be organized by the All Nepal Football Association ANFA. The National Football Governing Body ANFA made public the schedule of the tournament at the ANFA complex in Saddobato. Koshi have qualified for the league after finishing first in the qualifier tournament held in Surkhet from April 19 to 2nd of May. Walling had played the previous edition of the league as well. The tournament will also be participated by 3 departmental teams: Armed Police Force, APF Club, 3-1 Army Club and Nepal Police Club. Other teams to compete in the tourney are Chandrapur Municipality, Walling, Koshi Province, Sudur Paschim, Karnali, Sankata FC and Bangmati Youth Club. The tournament begins from 1st of September. Toronto Nationals, the team including Nepal men's national cricket team captain Rohit Paudel, have won the Canada T20 League by humbling Montreal Tigers by 8 wickets. In the final played at the CAA Centre, Brampton, Montreal Tigers were put to bat where they managed only 96 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their 20 overs. Corbin Bosch top scored with 35 runs, Jaskaran Singh added 16 and Anup Ravi scored 10, while none of the other batters scored in double digit. Jason Behrendorff was the pick of the Toronto bowlers with 3 wickets. Romario Shepherd had 2 wickets, while Junaid Siddiqui, Mohammad Nawaz, Nikhil Datta and Jatinder Paul Matharu shared a wicket apiece. In reply, Toronto Nationals chased the target with 30 balls to spare while losing only 2 wickets. Andreas Goose remained unbeaten at 58 runs alongside Rassi van der Dussen, who was not out at 30. Azmatullah Omarzai and Corbin Bosch shared a wicket apiece for Montreal Tigers. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look into the top stories one more time. Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri gives continuity to parleys on the second day of his official visit to Nepal, holds talks with ministers on topics of mutual interest. Decision to increase the fee for drinking water withdrawn in Dharan. Protesting parties and Mayor Sampang reach a 3-point agreement. Ukrainian troops advance up to 30 kilometers inside Russia in what has become the deepest and most significant incursion since Moscow began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. And Paris Summer Olympics comes to an end. Olympic flag handed over to Los Angeles, hosts of the next games in 2028. US finished on top in the medal count with 40 gold, followed by China in second. That is all for the moment. Our next news bulletin airs at 6 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Have a beautiful day ahead.